dedicated to empowering creative types and giving them the tools and the skills that they need to make the dream come true. They've got a beautiful saying that they want to be the sharpest tool in your toolbox, which I think is so amazing. Liz has an incredible team here that we're going to meet as we go through. We're going to see all that they have to offer. We're going to learn from some of their best practices.
You're going to see every aisle, every shelf, very full. You're going to see a lot of use of vertical ceiling space for hanging items. And I do want to call out this really creative method our team came up with over here, these palm trees. They're not actually hanging palm trees, but they came up with a system where you can slide the bases in and out. So instead of them being on a shelf, they're now on the ceiling, and I want to point that out. They're very creative. So any new inventory that comes in or modified inventory that needs to be photographed, we use this space to stage it. It kind of helps us stay on top of our process. We have a little tag sheet where once a new inventory piece comes in, our inventory manager signs off that it's been received. He puts it here. Our photographer comes and takes a picture. She then checks off when it's been uploaded to Goodshuffle, and then that's when she puts it back on the item, and our team then knows to put it back on the shelf, and it's good to go. So like I said, we're expanding this room right here. We are going to be doing custom printing very soon. Again, we like to modify our inventory, so we like to add signage to it or completely transform it by fully wrapping it. So that's a really exciting new offering that we're about to have. And then this is one of my favorite rooms, so I want everybody to come in and kind of filter in and out. It's our pillow room, it's our soft good room. It used to be really deep shelves that you couldn't kind of really walk in without hitting something, and it was a bunch of tubs stacked on top of each other. So it was pretty time consuming and frustrating having to, pull 3 tubs off to be able to get to the tub underneath and find the pillow and then put it back, and it just ended up always becoming a mess. So we obviously went to IKEA and found this really great storage solution. Do you ever feel like you get asked to do the same thing again? No. I feel like it's always something new. It's always something we've never done before. And so Margarita and Monse also work together on prototypes for us. We'd rather find out a couple months in advance instead of the week in advance that, that's actually not going to work the way we wanted it to.
Modifying anything that we have in the warehouse or even creating something from scratch, they'll come to me, give us like the inspiration, the material that they want to use, things like that. And I'll come back to either Margarita, who is our soft goods specialist. She works with anything fabric, anything that has to do with upholstery, like small upholstery projects, stuff like that. So I'll come back to her, like have her give her opinion on the fabric that they want used, because there's often times where a client wants a specific fabric, but it might not be the best option for the project or for the final result that they want. And I'll kind of just talk through it with her, come back to sales, give them our opinion, and then they will go back to the client. Client obviously has final say in what we do, and we work with what the client wants. Oftentimes, if it's something from scratch, I'll have to go with Ricardo, who is our head carpenter and is in charge of creating and designing new furniture, not new furniture per se, but new structures and stuff like that. So once Ricardo gives a go-ahead of things that can be built, I'll come back to Margarita, and they kind of work together, kind of like make things happen, get things built, and make them look as best and as pretty as we can.
We do actually have not one but 2 Goodshuffle accounts, because we have one for Party Dallas Rentals, and we've now launched one this year for our vertical 360 drape. We recognized that the drape is so funny. It's my favorite joke is that I'm like, it's the tiniest corner of the warehouse, and I think it does the most work. It goes out every weekend. As y'all know, it's very trending right now, but I think it's always going to be classic, being able to do room transformations with fabrication and everything. But yeah, we decided that it's, there was so much demand for it, and there is a little bit of a difference between room drape and furniture rentals, that we recognize the fact that it really does kind of need its own platform as far as timeline, sales process, client interaction, because, asking for 4 bars is pretty straightforward, but asking for 40 feet of drape is not always straightforward, because it's, what's the ceiling height, and are we outdoors, or do I need to be worried about wind, and all of these other questions that need to get asked. And we also noticed that a lot of times when you have more than a day in a space, they want the drape, 2 days in advance, but they don't want the bar until the day of. And so again, it was, hey, well, we're on different timelines now, and now we're a different team that's installing. So that's why we separated it out. It's been really fun, and it's been really successful for us. So yes, I referred myself when I got the Goodshuffle bonus. It was great. And yeah, so we do, just so y'all know, we have Hector here. He's on our fabric roller machine. We do roll up all of our drape panels. It helps with the wrinkling, and it also helps with the storage. And so you'll see it when we walk by here, how we can just go high with it. And because we have it rolled, what's lovely about it too is that we always know that there's 5 panels per roll. So when I need to go count quickly to see how many panels we have, I can just go, we have got five rolls, so that's 5 panels. 25 and we're good to go. Our drape leads print the order and they put a color tag on it. So we know that this is the Wamble wedding and we know that it's going to have a yellow tag, or for example right here this Lockwood wedding has an orange tag, so that they know to come and grab this when they're loading the orange truck. Pretty simple, but it's very useful and very helpful. We do send out our drapes sometimes in gondolas just because you can roll so much more in one. And then we also have a shelf over here where we roll it all under so they're ready to go for the pulls later in the week so that we can be ahead of schedule. In that corner over there, all of our rugs standing up like this, and it would be so deep that unless you could get to the first 5 rugs, you just had no idea what was underneath it, what was behind it. And so it's just funny that sometimes you're just kind of like, okay, what is the solution to this? And the team was obviously like, we should create these shelves so that they can go in flat like this. And again, obvious solution, but it would have been hilarious for you to see what it looked like before. You would just have to go in there and just step on another rug, pull another one out, get it to behind it. And now we have this, and now we know exactly what we have and how much we have of it. I have an aisle over at this end where all damaged inventory will live until it gets repaired and put back on shelf. But again, you have to kind of work with what you have, and because we didn't have the space for it, what we do at Strike is that if we recognize that there's damage or a stain or just something that needs to be looked at, they put the orange sticker on there so that when it comes back, yes, it does go back on shelf because that's the only place we have open for it, but it's with the orange sticker out so that we always know to come back and grab it, or when we're pulling 2 weeks in advance, we know that this needs to be looked at the second set of eyes. We can do small, we do large, we do complicated, we do simple. And so we have this new system that we are in the process of implementing that will be color coded based on difficulty and scale. So there's going to be the category 1, category 2, 3, and 4. 1 being obviously the ones that just don't even need discussion. You just look at the order, you just know you're good to go, you just go in, you go out. 4 is the one that is really the one that requires a meeting, it's multiple days, it's multiple trucks, it's out of state.
Now that we've implemented the new category systems, it should be easier to navigate, which ones are more difficult than others. Going forward, I have pickups and everything that we need, the orders being picked up as from the warehouse. We're not transporting them out, just a simple form saying that we've checked everything, the client's name, the actual order on here, and signature.
It's got a not ready on the other side, so when it comes back from an event, they obviously flip it, and then when somebody's ready to stock it, they flip it back to ready, and then that's how you know this cleaning box is good to go. This is a larger setup, so this is more for a category 3 or 4 event. It's what we call this production desk, where we have the first aid kit, we have the chairs. They're not just for hanging out, therefore if somebody were to get injured or to need, have heat exhaustion or need to sit back for a second, that's why they're very important. We also always have a cooler filled with ice. Again, it's nice, it keeps our drinks cold, but really it's also for injuries or for needs or anything like that. Behind the production desk, we'll have the proposal for the upcoming event. We also usually post this the week of the install so that while the team is pulling, they can kind of start familiarizing themselves with what's coming up. We do have individual toolboxes for all of our team members. They're responsible for it so that they know if something's missing, that's on them. And then this is our big production cage. So this is for a category 3 or 4 where we just know we're so tired of going to Home Depot 1,000 times, so we'd rather have one of everything that we think we might possibly need as far as tapes, more cleaning supplies, leaf blower, extension cords, ponchos, another first aid kit, knives, charging station, just all what have you. And that's it. We go back to the front.
Perfect. Thank you, Liz.
Thank you.